welcome back to my channel. My name is Anais and I am embarking on a journey called 100 Days of Kubernetes. If you're new to my channel, you might want to check out some of the other videos. Now, I took a little break from YouTube videos, so to say, for the past month, and I'm coming back with some really exciting content. So if you have been patiently waiting for new videos, thank you so much. Your support and all the messages that I received within the past week. So like, hey, when are you publishing a new video? What about this topic? Thank you so much for your comments on that. Really helped me and encouraged me to get started again. And obviously I want to complete my 100 Days of Kubernetes learning journey. So I thought I'm just gonna make a little video of my, I guess, career experience, because me taking a little break was also highly related to my career and my latest career move, so to say. So I joined a company called Civo Cloud, which is a cloud computing provider that's based on Kubernetes, specifically based on a distribution called K3s. And we can talk about it in another video if you're curious about it. But yeah, because I basically moved from developer advocacy to SRE, Site Reliability Engineering role at Civo. And that's why I went a bit quiet, because obviously I have to learn so much, and a lot of those topics that I'm learning about are either highly specific to the company, so they are not demo based that can be shared, and then it's just, it doesn't really fit in that my Kubernetes learning journey. So I will be focusing on creating some other amazing content in the next weeks, so stay tuned for that. And let me just walk you through my career experience ladder so far. I got started in tech, what many people call probably a non-traditional career path. And I want to share this with you because a lot of the advice that I get consistently throughout, I don't know, constantly, is not that good. It's really off-putting, it's sometimes diminishing, it's sometimes sexist. So I want to share with you what a non-traditional career path might also look like. It's not just that you might not have a degree in something that, or the topics that you work within, but also that you just approach your career differently to the standard quo. So let me just draw a line here based on which we're gonna make things happen, I guess. So when I got started in tech, it was actually, well, I did some internships, but they were like a few weeks each. Then I did one, after my high school, I did one 3-month internship in just management assistant, something like that, an assistant role, where I learned a lot about Scrum and agile methodologies. It was in a data center, and I was just basically helping one of the managers manage their department, so to say. So that was like internship. And then I started my information systems management degree. And that degree I didn't finish for various reasons that I can talk about in a separate video, and it's okay not to finish your degree if you don't get enough value from it. But I wanted to ultimately do instead a computer science degree. And I wanted to do it online because I wanted to work full time. Now, during my information systems management degree, I worked for over half a year as a QA engineer. So I was doing a lot of manual testing because that role was a really manual role where I had to, like, things weren't automated. I didn't know how to automate things. And it was just a lot of clicking and checking and making sure things worked on a website. It was a really startup basic role, let's say. Anyway, so I had that. I had some other internships, and then I was looking for a full-time job. Now, at that point, several people told me, I'm not going to employ you if you do a computer science degree at the same time, because who has time for both working and studying, right? But I was convinced that's what I wanted to do, because I want to get a degree for myself, for my own, just my own accomplishments, right? And so I found a job as technical analyst. And that was in the blockchain space, because I knew some people who were working in the blockchain space, and that's how I got started in the blockchain space, working as technical analyst. And which was really exciting. Like, I got to learn about a lot of the theoretical side of things, a lot of theory behind distributed systems. A lot of it I forgot by now, but I got to read a lot of white papers and research papers and write reports about them and just share that understanding with the community to make better informed investment decisions, I guess. And how ironic how that sounds coming from a university dropout. But that's what I did. So I did that for a year, and then I wanted to get more hands-on, more practical. So I did a engineering internship. And I did that for like 4 months. And I was supposed to do an apprenticeship in system administration afterwards. At the same time, still doing my CS degree here. So let's move this a bit so it's more visible. Yeah, so I was supposed to do that. But then somebody whom I've met online in the blockchain space, whom I've engaged with on Twitter, came by and was like, hey, we are looking for developer advocate. And so I got started in developer advocacy at a blockchain company, blockchain startup based in San Francisco, which was really random. And I'm so happy that this person gave me that role because I completely screwed up the technical interview. So at this point, I had maybe like 2 years of full-time work experience when I got started as developer advocate. And yeah, I was supposed to do developer advocacy, but the community manager of that company left, so I started doing a lot of community management. I built a community program. I worked with engineers within the community and our internal engineers to advance the project, to get adoption for it, to organize events for the community. We had lots and lots of hackathons. It was great overall. But I didn't get to do much hands-on work, which I wanted to do originally. So after 1 year or so working as developer advocate / community manager, I decided I'm looking for something new. And that's when CodeFresh came along. Let's put this here. So CodeFresh was my first role in the DevOps space. And they also took their chances on me because I had lots of developer advocacy experience, community management experience by them, but it was my first time learning about Docker and Kubernetes and all those things that I'm talking about now in these videos, right? And so they provided me with a job, and it was really exciting. And now I got started as SRE for Civo. And here also developer advocate, I guess I should put that here. Advocate. Now I'm still doing my computer science degree. This is still a thing. This is like this ongoing thing that's just taking a lot of time, and I hope to finish it next year. But what I want to really highlight is you don't have to know right away what you want to do, right? Like these are all, well, stepping stones, right? It's for you to decide, okay, how do you want to advance your career? How can you advance your career? It's not straightforward of you just waking up and being like, I want to be a front-end engineer, right? You might start off in developer advocacy and then move into infrastructure management, and that's completely okay, and that's cool, and it gives you a lot of value because you have different perspectives from different fields. So the thing is, it's obviously, let's do this again. It's not a straight line, right? It's like there's lots of downs and turns and messy things, and then you might feel at some point, ooh, your career is advancing at some point, hopefully, maybe. And if that doesn't happen or doesn't feel like it, that's okay too, right? So there are some things that you can obviously do, such as tracking your progress online and within the community and within your public work versus your career goals. But yeah, this is basically my career journey so far. And going back to my original thought of like things that you could do, or like advice that I was given that I don't necessarily agree with, and kind of highlighting why I don't agree with them, is, for instance, you don't have to stay at a role if you have another opportunity along your way. You don't have to. Do your best in whatever role you have and whatever you put your mind to, but don't feel obligated to stay at something. If your interests change, that's okay. Reflect that. There's no obligation for you to crank through it and just keep going, right? If a role doesn't fit with you anymore, if it doesn't feel right, if there are issues that cannot be resolved and it's taking a turn on your mental health, then break it up, right? There's no shame in that. There's also no shame in going back and doing internships, right? Let me just highlight that. This is an internship. And here's an internship, right? Yes, a lot of people start off doing internships, and then once they have their first full-time role, they don't go back to doing internships. But actually, in internships, I learned probably most sometimes, because people were paid to explain me things. Now that obviously depends on the internship, on the quality, but there's no shame in going back and doing an internship, right? There's no shame in deciding, hey, I want to take a different career goal, right? So a different turn in my career, and going from advocacy to engineering, or from engineering to decide, hey, I want to actually do a lot more advocacy. There's no shame in doing continuous education in the form of degrees or online courses, right? That's what those courses are for. It's about you finding your own learning path. And we should stop putting shame to people doing things differently and rather celebrate that and encourage more people to take a different turn, right? Because you don't have to stick with a degree. You don't have to stick with any of it if that's not what you want to do and that's not what you're best at. So yeah, I hope this helped somebody. If you have any questions, any thoughts, or any videos that you want to see along 100 Days of Kubernetes in the future, comment those below. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.